Hi, Davir, and today we have a new episode in the channel. And today we're going to be doing a voiceover of a recent, I think it's a fan art of this character from Chained Soldier. I believe she's like a captain of something. I forgot her name, but she's the one with the white, like that's the main character of sorts you see in the anime. And I'll be honest, I think in the first season I did watch it like all the way, but for the second season, I kind of just skipped to the best parts. Because I don't always have the time to watch anime, so if I'm gonna watch something in my limited amount of time, I'm gonna have to skip to the best parts. So I know it's not like the deepest show, but to me it's entertaining. And honestly, I also like aside from that side of things, I like the style. Like to me, if the art is good, like if it's aesthetically pleasing to me, I'm more likely to watch it. And I think what's also cool is when you watch the anime and people like show the manga pages, the drawing is so freaking consistent. Like what you see in the manga is pretty much what you kind of see in the anime. So there is that kind of consistency, and I do like it. So to me, that means that the original manga work has great art, because I've seen some pages and it's just, I don't know, it's in a kind of style that's to me, I would put it in the pretty category. Like it's kind of cute, kind of kawaii, but it's also pretty. Meaning, I've noticed it in terms of like shapes. Like it's kind of rounded in some parts, but sharp in some corners. Like it has like a perfect balance to me. So, and yeah, and just the whole concept of like these girls having like crazy freaking powers. And one of them being, I think for this chick, the one with the white hair, like she has the power to give or to make her slave powerful or something. Or in this case, the guy, he becomes like a slave to her, but he becomes like a useful tool, right? Like a powerful like creature, but in exchange for that she has to pay a price, and usually she would like have to feed like food, because she would make like these aliens or creatures from this like certain dimension her slaves, right? But all she had to do for those was just feed them like food or something. But for this specific guy, she had to do certain actions to make him happy. And what's also cool is other characters, other like women who kind of have abilities, who are they like soldiers or something? I don't know, but they can borrow essentially her power, and they end up kind of having to reward him. Is that my understanding? I think so. I think that's how it works, and I just enjoy the show. It's just it's kind of funny. It's not a very serious show, but to me it's just fun. Okay, anyway, for this piece, I did try to go for a more opacity kind of approach, and what I mean by that is instead of using a more opaque brush, think like wash-like or oil-like brushes where it's a bit more solid or opaque, less see-throughness to in the brush strokes. I opted for a brush that had a little more opacity. But the thing with opacity is you can build things up slowly, and I think it's super great for like rendering, like being able to develop a piece of artwork kind of slowly. So if you're kind of like evenly spaced in terms of your you want to think of your own pace in terms of like drawing or painting. If you're kind of not too aggressive, not too like you have a consistent way of approaching art, I think using brushes with opacity and building up your paint, your values, your colors that way, I think may be a lot better for you. It's not like a rule, but it's just something I've noticed, because when I do paint with brushes like these where it has a lot more opacity, it kind of slows me down, I do notice. Like that's the downside. The positive side is I get to be a little more free, like or nonchalant. Like I can build things up slowly. So if I want to be more chill with like a session, that may be a good approach. But if I'm more time crunched, meaning I want to get things, meaning if I want to get that idea out there fast, I think I'm going to opt for a more opaque kind of brush. But I did enjoy painting with this kind of approach instead. But again, it does take some time, because again, it's not like you can make a very solid stroke immediately. It does take maybe one or two strokes or maybe even more to create like a really solid value. And I also like how when you paint this way, there's kind of like a like when you see that opacity in the brushes kind of layered on top of one another, it kind of creates its own texture. There's another guy here on YouTube. Like if you look at his work, he kind of has the same vibe because his brushes also has this opacityness to it. Check out Pluvium Grandis or something. That kind of layered look, very impressionistic, but you can see that in the edges there's like a shifting of, like it feels like I'm not sure how to describe it, but it's like the edges are like broken up in different like layers of transparency, all the way from being transparent to, or fully transparent to like a full solid. You could just see it mostly in the edges, I think. And that's kind of what you get when you paint a lot with these types of brushes, where it uses a lot more like opacity or transparency. And yeah, I think I just wanted a break, because I think in the past videos I had reference, but I would purposely try to change something about it. Maybe the face, make it more anime-esque, change the angles a bit, the positioning of perhaps the pose. Like I wanted to make it a little more mine. But when you're doing fan art, I feel like you can be a bit more, I mean, you can still try to make it yours in a way, like add your own spin, but I wanted something easy. Like I just needed to like space out for a second, and I feel like doing these types of paintings once in a while, or artwork sketches, is a great way to take a break, but without taking a break. Basically, you want to diversify the kinds of art you do, just to kind of keep the momentum going, because it's not always like an either or. Like either you do art in this one way or you don't do it at all. More often than not, you just need to change the way you approach art, because maybe for you it could mean you're really into characters, but maybe there are just some days where doing like a cute, more stylized environment art may be the thing for you, or maybe doing still life, or maybe doing fan art, right? Or maybe it's doing a bunch of simple doodles or sketches, or maybe it's doing like a full render. Maybe you're more of a sketch person, but maybe to take a break, you do a more like long-term kind of painting where you spend like maybe 2-3 hours a day, and then you do that throughout the week, and then in the end of the week you have like one big painting, because maybe that to you may be like a relaxing thing to take away, to like take a break from your like usual sketches, if sketches are like your main thing. So it really depends on the artist, but I feel like if you want to keep the momentum going, you're gonna have to have different types of artwork done. And for me, I recommend fan art because it's so easy. And the only thing you have to really worry about is making sure that the thing you're drawing, sketching, painting looks like the character you're trying to reference, and that's it. So it's basically essentially like a study. You know, it doesn't have to be fan art. You can, you could study like some figure drawing, or do some figure drawing, some figure paintings, a still life of your like coffee mug or something, maybe a painting of the clouds, right? At the point is you want to aim for like a relaxed kind of vibe or mood. If you feel too tense, it's not really a break. Like you're pressuring yourself too much for it to be a break. So you want to make sure you're painting something, working on something that's, you have to trust your intuition on this. Like does it make you feel relaxed? Like do you get to like breathe with the painting? Because when you're doing your main work, oftentimes just like a lot of intensity when it comes to doing your like main kind of thing, which is good because you need that. But again, you need a break. Right? It doesn't have to be a complete no art kind of thing. Maybe you just need to do a different kind of art. And if you're going to do this, you want to make sure you have like a chill, relaxed kind of vibe going. So, or you can just paint, sketch without really thinking too much. Because I think when you're doing your main work, it does a lot, or it requires a lot more mental capacity, right? A lot more problem solving. So if the art that you're doing as a break requires a lot of problem solving, I don't think that's a real kind of art break, right? So that's just something to, I guess, try out. And I think it's a great way to just keep the ball rolling, because I think the problem is the momentum. Because if you drop off, I think it takes a while for you to jump back in, for you to get into the zone, right? For example, if you draw for like 3 days in a week, and then on the 4th day you like drop off, like you don't, 4 or 5 for the 4th and 5th day you just don't do anything. Maybe you do need that break genuinely where you do nothing, but I think chances are you just have to do a different kind of artwork, fan art, whatever, some kind of relaxing form of art expression where your hand is still like in the zone. It's kind of like when people say when you work out, you want to have like resistance days where you do a lot of like resistance types of training. But on your off days, you don't really like rest completely. Like you can still somewhat exercise. Maybe it's like doing static holds or isometrics. And usually people recommend like cardio, right? Just doing some cardio work, just making sure you're still active. And I think it's also like a mental thing, like knowing you're just the kind of person who shows up every day or for most days. It does something to your identity as well, and that does contribute to how you perform day to day. So yeah, that's it for this episode. Hopefully it helps, and yeah, I'll see you in the by the way, real-time episode. You can check it in the link below. It's in my Gumroad. And yeah, hopefully this helps, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.